So, okay, good morning, children. This chapter is devoted for 4 modules. So, we should proceed according to that. So, mostly I told you the summary, but today, for your kind remembrance, we will repeat these things again. And simultaneously, we will solve the question answers. Same chapter is the adventure of Toto. Okay. Please give attendance. Then we will proceed. Okay, please give attendance. Only 6 people have joined. That's why I am waiting some 5 minutes. So those who have not joined the class from the beginning, be attentive. Now I will again repeat the total summary of the text so that you will remember the story. Because you know it is supplementary. If you remember the gist of the story, you can attempt the question answers. Generally, short and long questions are asked on this chapter. So let's continue. So the adventures of Toto. You know what is an adventure? Adventure means you will have a sense of thrill, pleasure, and some unknown experience. Generally, suppose you are going for a trekking in the forest, or you are going for a mountaineering campaign. It is an adventure. So we love adventure because of this thrill. So the adventure of Toto. Actually, Toto's adventure was a trouble for others, but for himself it was an adventure. That's why the title of the story is kept to the adventures of Toto. What does it mean? Means through the if we narrate the story and examine the story, we will come across that different incidents in Toto's life which made him and as a branded as a non-pet that at last all realized all the animals cannot be tamed and cannot be kept as pet in the house. This is our gist. Okay. So the gist of the chapter is that all animals cannot be tamed and cannot be kept as pets. Okay. So the adventures of Toto means adventure means it is an unknown feeling, a feeling never felt before. We like the adventure for its thrill because you know some thrill is some excitement, some kind of thrill, some excitement is associated or involved with every adventure. So the adventure of Toto is the exploration of the feeling of Toto which he has never felt in his life. This is the adventure. Now it is told in first-hand narration by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, you know, he was an Englishman who made India his home. So he had a fondness for nature. He had a fondness for nature and he also made India his own home. He never felt he was a foreigner. That's why he enjoyed the flora, the fauna, and the vegetation of India. So particularly the hills of Missouri, there he made his house, which was a different kind of attraction for him. So from there he describes the life of Toto. So who was Toto? Toto was a mischievous monkey. So how Toto came to their house, how the different situations he got encountered, at last how he was again sent back to the place from where he was obtained. This is the gist. How Toto became a part of their household, number one. Number two, the different situations which Toto and the family members experienced, and at last the way it was proved that Toto cannot be tamed like a ordinary pet, and fourth, he was sent back to the place from where he was dropped. This is the total gist of the chapter, turns on these 4 points. First one, these things I have taught already, but for your remembrance, I am repeating. First one, grandfather brought Toto for a sum of 10 rupees from a sum of 5 rupees from a tanga driver. So generally what happens in at that time, there was no Ola, Ubera, taxi frequently, vehicles were less in number. So there may be tanga, the horse-driven carriage. So Toto was there with a tanga driver. When the grandfather saw him, what he was doing, and he was tied. He was a red monkey, because two types of langurs are there. Whatever we are seeing here, mostly black monkeys. Red monkeys are more mischievous, and black monkeys are little bit docile, calm and quiet. But red monkeys are very mischievous. One. Second one, they are little bit smaller in size. So it was a red monkey, and it was found with a tanga driver. Okay, it was found with a tanga driver. The grandfather paid ₹5 and brought Toto from a tanga driver. One. So then what happened? It is in the page number, you see the page number 7 in the second paragraph. Because in poetry, children, we call it stanza, but in prose we call it paragraph. So poetry is read for enjoyment, prose is read for knowledge, for information. So there is a difference in poetry and prose. So we read a poem for what? For a enjoyment. For our enjoyment, we read a poem. And poetry has music. Poetry has also picture quality. Suppose you are reading a poem, unknowingly the picture of the setting of the poem comes to our mind. But prose is for information. It may be about a place, about a person, an essay about some about society or something like that. So this is a personal experience of the author. Because in prose, those who write prose, we tell them author or writer, but poetry we tell them poets. Okay, you know all this, again I am telling you, because you know the author is narrating an experience of his childhood where he encountered with a monkey called Toto. It is a story based on personal experience. So it is a narration. It is a explanation by the poet, by the author. I will not say poet, it will be wrong. Whenever there is poem, you write poet. Whenever there is story, you write as a writer or author. Both are okay, children. So how grandfather got Toto? Toto was with a tangawala. Grandfather purchased Toto for a sum of ₹5. In this way, Toto came to the house of the grandfather. What sort of person was grandfather? He was an animal lover. How do you know? Because he maintained a private zoo of his own. Private zoo. Generally, zoos are very expensive. We are going to see all zoos managed by government or some agency. But grandfather was an animal lover, and due to that, he spent money from his pocket and made a private zoo. Okay. This is paragraph 1. Second, Toto is described. So how Toto is described? There is a question also. Toto was a pretty monkey. In what sense Toto was pretty? So Toto was pretty. Whenever you are attempting an answer, start with the question. Don't write directly. What is asked? How Toto was a pretty monkey? How will you write? Toto was a pretty monkey because beat 1. He had a pair of dazzling eyes under a deep bushy eyebrow. His eyebrow, this is the eyebrow. You see, children, this is the eyebrow. It is bushy means full of hair. Under the eyebrow, black bushy eyebrow, a pair of shining eyes. That is called dazzling eyes. DAZZLING, dazzling eyes. A pair means two eyes. So two shining eyes were placed under a bushy eyebrow. That is the first beauty of Proto. One. Second one, his teeth was as white as pearl. He had pearl white teeth, or his teeth were as white as pearl. Second. Third, his hands were dry and black, as if kept in the sun for a long time. His hands were black and dry. Fourth one, he had a beautiful tail which worked as his third hand. You can ask how a tail will be hand, but the explanation is given by author. He was able to scoop up, means to lift, to take anything with his tail. That's why his tail is been described as a third hand. Okay. So Toto was a pretty monkey beneath deep set eyebrow. Why his eyes were shining? Always planning some new mischief. Because you know, generally the children, those who are intelligent, are those whose mind is active, their eyes will shine. Why? Some new idea will be in their mind. So naturally, Toto's eyes were bright also because always some new mischief was in his mind. That's why the eyes were shining. So then you see, he had whenever which were practically white, so his teeth were pearly white, and how he was using it? Because by frightening the Anglo-Indian ladies, because at that time, that place which was their people might have made it their home. As I told you, children, Anglo-Indian means if mother is Indian, father is an Englishman, or father is an Indian, mother is an Englishman. They are called Anglo-Indians. Okay, partly English, partly Indians. Okay, children. So the Anglo-Indians were going, particularly Toto was fond of. Toto loved to frighten them, to make them afraid. To make them afraid. Okay, so how he used his white teeth? By showing the teeth. So the ladies will make a frightening noise and run away. That was enjoyable for Toto. Generally, no, these white ladies, the Anglo-Indian ladies, they are sophisticated ladies. They live a high-fi life. And seeing a monkey showing teeth, it was frightening for them. For common people like us, we see monkey on the road everywhere. We are not frightened because this monkey, dog, small animals will come across. But these people, they generally do not come across such animals. They are frightened. And he had a fingers were quick and wicked. Quick fingers means with his finger he was able to do any mischief. Whatever came to his mind, he used his hand very effectively. Though his hand was dried up like a pickle. Pickle means जो in Hindi it is जो धूप में अचार बनाते हैं, अचार जैसा हो गया था, सूख गया था. It was pickled, but his hands were quick by which he was able to lift up anything. And he had a beautiful tail because he used the tail as his third hand. So grandfather believed that tail is also the beauty of the animal because he is using it as a third hand, and as the author has described, he was able to lift up anything with his tail. So Toto was using his tail as the third hand also. Okay, he could use it to hang from a branch and capable of scooping up any delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. Suppose he wants to play in the branch. How he will do? He will put his tail on the branch and hang his body. Enjoy it. Or any delicacy means any tasty matter, tasty food is kept in the kitchen or somewhere. What he used to do? He used to, if his hands will not reach, suppose through the window, he is trying to get something, his hands will not reach, what he will do? He will poke his tail and lift up the thing and eat. Okay? One. Then grandfather always first, when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal, so grandmother who does not like the idea of having the pets in the house. So she was displeased. Okay. Those who joined late, please write the word meanings. So she was not happy, you can tell. Or she was worried, you can tell. Or she showed her displeasure, you can tell. First. So why? Because the idea of having a new animal in the zoo was a trouble for grandmother. She did not like. So the author and the grandfather decided we will keep Toto in secret. So for one day Toto was kept in a secret place. It was tied to a closet. Closet means a private place where nobody can see. And it was tied to the keg which was attached to the socket of a wall. So in the wall there was a keg, an attachment like a nail or a screw or a you may tell something. So it was tied there firmly. So why grandfather and the author wanted that Toto's presence should be kept a secret? Because grandmother was annoyed. Anytime an animal comes to home, grandmother did not like it. That's why Toto was kept out of the sight for grandmother and the author. That was a secret. Where they kept? In a private area of the house. They kept, and they kept in such a way suddenly nobody can see. That's why they tied their Toto. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret from her until she was particularly in good mood. So they waited that once, if the grandmother is in good mood, they will tell the arrival of Toto in the house. That's why they waited. So what they did, they tied Toto to an attachment of the wall, which was a secret for other family members. It was not told to anybody. So this is third paragraph over. Fourth paragraph. So after a few hours, what happened? The grandfather and the author came to see what had happened. What had happened, they wanted to see. What did they saw? They saw that the total wallpaper of the wall is being removed, scraped. Toto is used his nails and removed the total wallpaper from the wall in such a way that only the bricks and the plaster, the cement, outer cement was visible, and the attachment is pulled from the wall violently by force. Now it is pulled and the wallpaper is totally removed. And moreover, one more thing, the author was a student of a public school. Generally in public school, what happens? The children used to put blazer in their body. In the blazer, no, there will be name of the school and all that. You might have seen. In public school, no, they wear good blazers. So the blazer of the author was kept. So it was torn into pieces. Into shred means into pieces. So what happened? The author and his grandfather had tied Toto securely in a private area to keep his arrival in the house as a secret from the grandmother. They waited for the appropriate time to tell the grandmother that we brought a monkey to the house. But it was no more a secret. Why? Because Toto totally scraped the plaster and the wallpaper of the wall in such a way the inner plaster and the brick was visible. One. Second one, he tore the blazer of the author into pieces. But instead of being angry, the grandfather told that if you would have allowed more time, what Toto would have done? He would have tied all the pieces of the blazer and through the window he might have escaped from the room. So you see, this sentence shows grandfather's innermost love for the animals. So any normal person would have been extremely angry that a monkey did like this, I will punish the monkey like this. But nothing of that sort happened. Instead, the grandfather commented that if we would have given more time, what Toto would have done? He would have climbed the wall, he would have climbed through the window and escaped from our house. This sentence shows grandfather's fondness for the monkey. Then, please open page number 8. He is clever, said grandfather, given time. I am sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. This shows grandfather's admiration for the monkey. This one. Page number 8. So, what happened? There was a big cage kept by grandfather. All the family pet members were there. Who were the pet members? So, there was a pet goat of the author and there was a squirrel. Moreover, there was Nana, the donkey of the house. So many members were there. So, there were some rabbits, a tame squirrel, etc. So, grandfather decided that Toto will be kept with other animals, so he put Toto there. But it was a wrong choice. Why? Because Toto was so mischievous. He did not allow any other animal to sleep at night. So it was a wrong choice by the author because Toto was very mischievous. He did so much nuisance that the other animals in the cage were not able to sleep due to Toto. Okay, so his presence in the house was still a secret. Toto was now transferred to a big cage. So there were a number of grandfather's pets lived sociably. Sociably means they were mixing comfortably with each other. Before Toto's arrival, there was no problem at all. The animals lived happily with each other. But the arrival of Toto was a nuisance. How? Because they could not sleep at night. Toto did not allow them. So Toto, the monkey, would not allow any of his companions to sleep at night. So grandfather was worried. Next day he had a work at Dehradun. So he decided, I will take Toto along with me. Because the presence of Toto in the house was a problem. So he decided that I will take Toto along with me the next day. Because next day he had some work at Saharanpur. There he will take Toto with him. So this is the answer to it. Why does grandfather take Toto to Saharanpur and how? Now how will come to how? Because Toto was very mischievous. He did not allow the other animals in the zoo to sleep at night. So grandfather decided to take Toto along with him to Saharanpur next day, where he was going for some work. Then how Toto will be taken? That is the second part of the book. How he brought a thick canvas bag. There was an opening on the top of the bag, like a kit bag. There was rope. So what he did, he put some straw and kept Toto inside the bag and closed the top. So the cover tarpaulin bag was very thick. thick, so that Toto cannot bite and cannot make a hole and cannot come out. One. Second one, the top rope was tied strongly. Toto cannot open. So how Toto was taken? A tarpaulin bag was brought with some hay under it, and Toto was packed inside the tarpaulin bag, which was tied securely at the top. It was difficult for Toto to tear the tarpaulin bag and come out. It was very thick and very strong. So how means you will write like this? How? He packed Toto in a strong tarpaulin bag, which was securely tied at the top. So the purpose was that Toto cannot come out. So Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway, at the canvas bag was his effort to get only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor. So in spite of that, it was a scenery for the people. How? The bag, he was trying to come out, so the bag rolled itself and it gave somersault. Toto was somersaulting. The bag was giving somersault. People enjoyed it as if by magic. That a empty bag, nothing is there, but it is giving somersault and in the air, and it is rolling itself. So it was a pleasure for the onlookers. Onlookers means the people who watch it. Okay, so the people who watched enjoyed the scene. Why? Because outside the railway station, Toto was giving somersault and rolling. So Toto was not visible because he was inside the bag. So the bag was rolling and giving somersault in the air. It was a fun for the onlookers. Onlookers means the people who witnessed the scene or spectators. It was a scene for the people to enjoy because an empty bag is giving somersault in the air, rolling in the ground. That was a fun for the people. Okay. Then you see what happened. Somehow Toto remained inside. So what happened when you travel in the train? In the gateway and inside the train you will come across the TTE. TTE is TTE. Traveling Ticket Examiner. Remember the full form of TTE, Traveling Ticket Examiner. So TTE is working to see that all passengers are traveling with valid tickets. So when the TTE was examining, Toto pulled his head upside and showed his head and showed him his teeth. The TTE was taken aback, means surprised. Why you are surprised? Because there was nothing inside. Now a monkey is coming out of the bag. But the railway rules may not allow a monkey to travel in the train. That's why he made another ticket for a dog. The grandfather was surprised how he is giving a ticket for a dog instead of a monkey. So he was surprised. So indirectly it was a penalty for grandfather because the Toto did not obey. He came out, showed his head. As a result, grandfather had to pay another ticket for him. So he poked his head out of the bag. See, fifth paragraph of page number 8. He poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Wide grin means smile. Who? Toto. So in vain. In vain means fruitlessly. In vain is a phrase. In vain is fruitlessly. Who wanted to explain that grandfather could not hide Toto because the face of the Toto is already visible. So the man told, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You have to pay for it accordingly because railway rules, as I told, does not permit the monkey to travel in a train. It may be for a dog. So you must pay me one extra ticket." Who? Grandfather. So, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over to his fare. Fare is the cost of the ticket. So grandfather had no option, but he gave another 3 rupees to the ticket collector, other than his ticket. So these three questions, no, similar way solved. Then now number 4 will see. Okay. So the grandfather became angry. How he showed his displeasure. Annoyance means displeasure. Okay. So he showed a tortoise from his pocket and asked, "How much do you charge for it?" He told. He poked the tortoise and told, "We charge nothing for the tortoise." So grandfather was annoyed and he showed his annoyance by showing the tortoise to the ticket collector. Then he told, "We charge nothing." Then let us move to and please and triumphant look. See the last paragraph of page number 8. The ticket collector looked closely. Closely means from nearby. He saw. And prodded. Prodded means poked. I will just have a cloth and clean it. Okay, children, some difficult words are there. I will write down the word meanings. Okay. So from close distance. So the ticket collector looked at the tortoise closely from a close distance. He wanted to see it and prodded it. Prodded means to poke. P-R-O-D-D-E. P-R-O-D-D-E. Poke. Poke means what you say. Push, touch with fingers. Okay. To push, to touch. So who? The ticket collector. Okay. So and he gave a triumphant look and said, "No, sir, this is not a dog." Triumphant means UMPS. Triumph means victory. So if you celebrate a victory, it is triumphant. Celebrating a victory. It is called triumphant. Triumphant means celebrating a victory. Okay. When Toto was finally, so this is the experience of the grandfather with Toto in the railway journey. So grandfather had some work at Saharanpur because Toto was a nuisance for other animals. He decided to take Toto along with him. How he did? He packed Toto in a tarpaulin bag and he took it, covered it strongly and took. there. Toto tried to get out, but it could not. As a result, what happened? It was the bag was rolling and bag was giving somersault. It was enjoyable for the onlookers, the spectators. So Toto was taken with great difficulty. It remained, but when the grandfather was showing his ticket, what he did, he showed his face. As a result, grandfather had to pay the ticket of a dog because the railway rules might not be permitting the monkeys to travel in the train. It may provision maybe for dogs. As a result, what happened? The Toto was charged an extra fare of 3 rupees by the ticket collector. The grandfather did not like the idea. What he did, he showed his prestige and asked, "How much do you charge?" The ticket collector told, "It is nothing, it is free." Okay. Then you see the grandfather's idea of keeping Toto in the cage was a failure because other animals were troubled by Toto. So he decided to shift Toto to a stable. Stable who was staying? The pet donkey, Nana. Nana was a very calm and quiet donkey. So grandfather thought, with Nana, Toto will have no problem. So he decided to send him there. So on Toto's, he kept Toto there. So he thought there is a problem is solved. But when he went to see next time how Toto is there, he was surprised that Nana was avoiding his head from a hay, from a bundle of hay. Hay means the fodder. Fodder was kept, and he was surprised. He patted Nana on the back and pulled the hay. He was hard teeth on the long ear of Nana. It was biting and struck there. So Nana was afraid. In this way, Nana and Toto can never be friends. So grandfather's efforts to push Toto with Nana in the stable also was a failure. How? Toto struck his sharp teeth in the long ears of Nana, and the grandfather decided that they cannot be good companions. So this is another mischief of Toto. So he had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Toto and Nana have never become friends. So this is up to page number 9. Then you see in page number 9, last paragraph, the incident which the pleasure which Toto enjoys is being described. What is the pleasure? The pleasure of having a nice bath. Generally, how Toto was taking bath in winter. In winter, it is a cold area. So it was a cold area. So in winter, when it was kept given for bath, some water was kept in the open pot. The monkey was allowed to take bath. Generally, what Toto used to do? He used to put his finger and test the warmth of the water, whether it is extremely hot or manageable. So when he is satisfied, the water is having good temperature to have bath. So what he will do? He will enter, then he has to put one leg. Stature means the body of shape, of course. Okay. Okay. The body shape. So what he will do? Okay. Please don't chat among yourself. Any query related with text only you put here. Okay. Stature means, as I told you, body shape. Okay. So what he will do? He will remain inside of to his neck, then what he will do? He will take off the soap and rub his body comfortably all over. So when water becomes cold, he will get out of the water and run towards the kitchen fire to dry himself. Hello. So Toto was enjoying in the bath in such a way that like a human being from very long, he learned from the author. So generally what happens? Monkeys are highly imitative in nature. Imitative means they will follow our actions very fast. They are able to pick up. Monkeys are able to pick up our actions. So when the bathing time comes, Toto will first test the temperature of the water, then put your one leg inside, then the other leg, then his total body inside onto the neck, and he will rub his body vigorously with soap throughout, and he will have a bath. Suppose in the meantime the water becomes cold, what he will do? He will jump out and run towards the kitchen fire to dry himself. Okay, so if anybody laughs at him, what he will do? He will be annoyed and he will refuse to take bath. Okay, stature meaning I told children. Okay, so what happened? One day there was about to be an accident. What was the incident? That a large kettle bath. So by mistake, he entered inside. So when he entered inside, the water was gradually becoming hot. So he could not come out. He was jumping up and down. With great difficulty, he was pulled out of the water. Otherwise, he would have been dead there. So what happened? A large kitchen kettle. This is page number 10. Please open page number 10. Okay, children. Please open page number 10. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Lid is the outer surface cover. What he did, he removed, entered inside, but the water was becoming hot and hot because fire was beneath the water. So as a result, he was hopping, jumping up and down. So grandmother with great difficulty brought Toto out of the house. That was another mischief of Toto. Toto then raised himself little, but finding cold outside, sat down. When he came outside, it was cold. Again he went inside. So with great difficulty, he was brought outside. So this is the lesson for people not to keep Toto in the house. So this incident proved also that Toto is beyond control, and also keeping Toto in the house was a total nuisance. So now the last incident of the story, it will be described. You will come to know that how it is impossible to keep Toto in the house, and Toto was an incorrigible. This word you write INCORRIGIBLE, incorrigible. INCORRIGIBLE, incorrigible meaning one who cannot be corrected. So it is proved beyond doubt that Toto cannot be corrected. Followed. That's why they thought how to get rid of Toto. So if there is so naturally he was intelligent. If there is a part of the brain devoted means used, committed for mischief. So Toto used his intelligence for committing mischiefs also. He was using his brain. Always he was tearing the things. Whatever he gets, he tears. And one incident, what happened during lunch time, one day some pulao was prepared. What is pulao? Vegetable mixed with rice. That was prepared and kept in a big pot. So what Toto did, he entered and started pecking his mouth, filling his mouth with pulao. So when grandmother screamed, what he did? He threw a plate at grandmother and carried the pulao and climbed the tree. There was a tree. He climbed the tree near the kitchen and went on eating the pulao little by little throughout the day. And other ants came. So one ant came. She was a glass of water was thrown at her face. So Toto was a nuisance also. What he did one day, he lifted that container having pulao and climbed the tree. So when he was taking, grandmother shouted. So what he did, he threw a plate at grandmother's face. Then another aunt shouted. What he did, she was thrown, a glass of water was thrown at her face. And so and received a glass of water in the face. Screamed means what? Shouted loudly. Who screamed? Grandmother. One who can't be corrected. DK Soni, you are correct. It's called incorrigible. Suppose I will say, this boy is incorrigible. This man is incorrigible means who cannot be corrected. Is single word, incorrigible. Okay. So, when grandfather arrived, what he did? He carried the pulao and climbed a tree top. There, throughout, he remained there. Throughout the afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing everything. Determined means resolved, decided, or promised that what I will do, I will eat the single grain, nothing I will leave. And then in order to spite, in order to means it is a phrase. I am going to market in order to meet him. In order to pass the exam, you must work hard. Or you must work hard in order to get first class. In order to means it is a phrase, it will show that with a purpose you are trying to do. That is called in order to. So, what happened? He was determined, resolved, promised that every grain of the pulao I will eat. And then, in order to spite means SPIT, to show his anger. You may say hatred also. Spite means to show his anger or show his hatred. Hatred means hatred. Okay. So, why he was angry on grandmother? Because grandmother had shouted at him. So, what he did? He threw the dish from the tree. The dish became 100 parts, and Toto enjoyed it by giving a loud grin. So he ate the pulao and threw the empty pot at the face of grandmother. Why? Because grandmother is the person who had shouted at Toto and for not doing mischief. She was angry. So Toto also showed his anger. How? By throwing the empty pot at the grandmother's face. When the pot was broken, he enjoyed the scene. So this is the scene which proved that Toto cannot be kept in the house. So if you are asking children how grandmother or grandfather were determined that Toto cannot be petted in the house, the incidents you will describe one by one. Number one, on his arrival, Toto tore the wallpaper at the archer's jacket. One. Jacket or blazer. Blazer also, jacket also same thing. So he tore the wallpaper and tore the blazer of the archer. Number one. Number two, it was risky to keep Toto in the house because he will take bath and sometimes he may accidentally die also. Because that day grandmother rescued Toto, but always it is not possible. Suppose there is nobody in the house due to his mischief, Toto is risking his own life also. One. Third one, he did not allow the other pet animals in the house to sleep. He even troubled Nana, the pet donkey so much. Nana was afraid of Toto. Fourth one, he took the pulao, the vegetable mixed rice, and ate and created nuisance. He threw a plate, threw a glass of water, and threw the empty pots at them. So all this proved that it is difficult to keep Toto in the house as a pet. So their all attempts failed. So what they decided? They decided to send back Toto, the place from where he was brought. So this is the last paragraph of page number 10. Obviously means clearly or evidently. Obviously. Evidently I am writing because it is proved beyond doubt that it is impossible to keep Toto as a pet in the house. It was not the sort of pet. Sort means kind. Sort. Sort means kind. You can keep a dog or a cat in the house as pet because they will obey you, they will not harm you like that. But keeping a monkey in the house was proved a complete nuisance for the author, and they decided that kind of pet they cannot keep in the house. It was a failure only. So, what is the second reason? Second reason was that they were not very rich, not so well to do. See page number 10, last paragraph. The expression well to do. Well to do means financially sound. He comes from a well to do family, means financially the family is strong. So the author is telling we are not a well to do and could not afford, could not bear the frequent loss of pots, paints, utensils, cloths. So every time whatever comes to his hand he tears. So they cannot bear the expenses. At last they decided we should get rid of Toto. How? Because grandfather found the tanga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. So he purchased it for 5 rupees and sold for 3 rupees. Generally, if you purchase for 5 rupees, you should sell for 10 rupees. But the opposite happened here. He purchased it for 5 rupees and sold for 3 rupees. Then, so why does the author say? Question answers you see page number 11, you write in the notebook. So last one, why does the author say Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long? So in this way, you have to write all the reasons. Number one, Toto scraped the wallpaper and tore the blazer of the author. Toto troubled the house animals. Nobody was able to sleep at night. Toto troubled the donkey so much that Nana was mortally afraid of it. Then you have to write that Toto caused risk to his own life by entering into the bathtub. Then you have to write the Pulao incident, how Toto was a nuisance. So from all this, it was obvious that Toto cannot be kept in the house as a pet. So grandfather, how he disposed of Toto? He sold it back to the tanga driver from whom he had brought Toto. But he purchased for 5 rupees, he sold for 3 rupees. So it was a loss. Generally, if he purchased for 5, you should sell for 10. That is business. But here what happened? It was a loss for grandfather. How much he paid? Less than in that price. He has to sell. Any other doubt is there? You please text me. So page 9, it It was into the water up to his neck. Is not it? Okay. Obviously, clearly, evidently, you can write the last word of page 9. Up to his neck. When neck up to neck deep, he was in the water. The water was up to his neck. Who? Tortoise. Yes, yes, in the fair copy will write. Meanwhile, any AES question paper you are getting, please download and solve and put in the Dropbox. Five minutes are left. We will use it for a doubt clearing session. If you have any doubt, you please query. Okay, children, no other doubt? No doubt. Thank you. Have a nice day. Next time we will start with poem. One more information I want to give from these moments. From moments, 2 chapters are deleted. Okay. So the name of the chapters are, please note down. Iswaran the storyteller and the accidental tourist. These chapters, it will not come in the exam. Iswaran the storyteller and the accidental tourist. These two are deleted from your syllabus. Thank you. Have a nice day.